So now we are going to cover JSON. So most of the time you will be dealing with JSON APIs. So in Flask to return JSON response, we have a JSONify function through which we can convert the dictionary and return as JSON. So for example, here I have defined a user route, which is just returning a user dictionary in the JSON format. So if I go ahead and run the program and call it with curl, we get back the JSON response that we were returning. So it is being converted to JSON and we have got the JSON response as expected. So let's now cover to some of the simple functions that are available in some of the functions that are available in Flask. So one of the function is URL for, which allow us to create URLs for route or the request we want to access or the resource we want to access. So for example, here I have defined a simple route, which the URL for will convert it to a route that we can use to access the resource. So the route will be converted to somewhat like static and the file name that is being set in the route. So let's go ahead and run the program and see what's the output we get. So maybe there is a typo. So you can see we are getting the route that we have requested, statics and so it is combining the static that we have defined. In if we go ahead and look, the static part is defined that we have defined here. If I go ahead and create any route, I can use that route and use that to create URL for using that. So for example, if I have a route related to same users. So if I want to create a route related to users, so I will create a user route and I can define whatever parameter I like. And if I go ahead and run the program and call the resource, you can see that the user route has been defined with the parameter, additional parameter that we have passed. So since the user doesn't take anything else, it is being converted to query parameters. Now let's go over to the last part. We are going to cover the session. So you may already know about session, which is basically mostly used in the case of login and logout, where we create session for the user where he doesn't have to re-log in again and again, providing the username and password again and again. So here we have defined three routes for the same case. So we have defined a secret key, which is required, which is a random key to make sure that the session token cannot be, it is not in the in cipher plain text format, which can be read by the end user easily. So the session values, whatever session value will push, that will be converted to encrypted to some, so that cannot be easily read by the end user whenever it is being tampered by the end user. So here we have defined three routes. One is root route. If we don't have username available in the session, so whenever if we don't have session username available in session, then we'll return that username is not logged in. If we find username in session, then we return the logged in username and user logged in sessions username. To login, we have created a login route. We have get and post method. With the with the post method, we define the inside the session that the and pass in the username that is being passed in the form and assign it to session. So we have redirect function, which we use to redirect user to a specific URL. So in the case, we are redirect it into the root route or the index. So when since the user is being logged in, he will see he or he or she she will see that you are logged in as the username that is being passed. If the user is not logged in, then he will see a form that where he can enter the name and submit the form that will be submitted to the login. And for the logout, we are simply just removing the username from the session and redirect it to the index page or the root URL where again he will see you are not logged in. So this is a simple application for session. So let's go ahead and run it again. So this time I'm going to show it in browser. So we have three routes. One is login. Since there are some pieces missing, let's go ahead and fill. Let's go ahead and import those. So we have URL missing. We have URL for missing. Let's check it out if we are missing anything else. We have session. We don't have redirect. So now it seems everything is up to the mark. So let's go ahead and check the root route. So you can see the user is not logged in. If I go ahead and go to the login page, since the user is not logged in, we are redirect to the login and we will say my name, which is Chandan, and I say login. So we can see here that I am logged in as Chandan. If I go ahead and go to the login page again, since there is no checking if the user is logged in or not, it won't redirect us to again since it is the get request. Let's go ahead and go to the root route. Since I'm logged in, still it is showing me my name. If I want to log out, I just call it my name. I just call it the logout route, and it will redirect us to the root route, and now we are logged out. So it is a simple example of using session in Flask.